being realistic is an excuse for your ego to feel safe.
Hello and welcome to the Feminine as Fuck podcast. I'm your host, Monica Yates, a period and ICF certified women's life coach, and I help women to harness the power of their period and connect to their feminine flow. In these episodes, we will be talking about all things periods, hormones, confidence, health, food, money, sex, business, feminine flow, your brain, energy, and all the stuff that goes through our heads. You will walk away from each episode with new chicken nuggets and truth bombs, as I don't have a filter and I love talking about all the shit that people are thinking but too afraid to say.
Hey bitches. Maybe I should say that at the beginning. Hey bitches. Welcome bitches. Bougie bitches. That's what me and my little friend group is on our text messages, because I'm obviously overseas from all of them. It's bougie bitches. Anyway, so a couple hours ago, I'm a little bit tired, but I'm going to do this podcast anyway, because I wanted to touch on something that was brought up in an Instagram live I did tonight, which was so fucking juicy. One of the things, I dropped this massive chicken nugget. It just like came through me. And I was like, can everyone please write this down and send it to me after? Like, I need this written down somewhere. That this is what came through. Someone asked the question of, like, how do you kind of draw the line between like being realistic with your business and stuff and then having massive dreams and big manifestations? And what I said is, being realistic is an excuse for your ego to feel safe. So when you're operating from this like realistic place all the time of like, oh, but it's not realistic, it's not logical, you're actually limiting yourself based on what your mind can comprehend. But ladies, our mind cannot comprehend a lot of things. Our mind cannot comprehend the vastness of the universe. It cannot even comprehend half the time the law of attraction or all the different universal laws. Like, that shit is hard for our mind to comprehend. That's why having trust and faith is a beautiful element to your life and to your business. And I was saying this to my Academy girls this afternoon on our call, that it makes business so much easier and juicier when you have faith and when you have the woo-woo stuff. When you understand the woo-woo, when you get to, and when I say woo-woo, it's like not even woo-woo, because I'm like maybe everybody else is not normal and like we are normal, right? Like, knowing all the witchy things, knowing the different universal laws. I'm just going to take my bra off. Hold on a second. It's like falling off me. Like knowing the law of attraction, like just knowing all of these different things and really being able to trust in the universe is actually the biggest fucking blessing you can give yourself. Doing the work is such a fucking gift, because when you do the work, it really allows you to step into this whole other version of yourself where you get to trust, you get to have faith, where your mind isn't limited by what it thinks you can do based on your past, right? Because when you're being realistic, it really is a safety net. It's a safety net of, well, realistically, I can only do this. And therefore, it kind of almost protects you, quote unquote, from you then failing and not getting the results that you wanted to get, or the expectations that you put for yourself, that you put on yourself. That's what realism does. So realism does, literally, what realism does is, being realistic all the time, it really keeps your ego safe. It keeps you safe because you don't have to worry about things, quote unquote, not working, because you're like, well, realistically, if I did this last month in my business, I should be able to do the same. Ladies, every month in my business, I go for bigger goals, and literally they're never fucking realistic. I'm like, I don't know how the fuck this is going to happen. And it happens. It happens again and again and again. And I keep saying I'm going to make this much more the next month and this much more the next month, because to me, money equals impact. And it happens. And I'm like, what the fuck? And like, I write these big goals down, they fucking happen. And I'm like, wow. And like, And it happens because I put my mind to it, and I put my energy to it, and I become a vibrational match for those things. And I'm not operating from my mind, I'm operating from my body. And as soon as you do the feminine work, you really get out of your mind, so you get into your body, so you're actually able to manifest a lot more easily, because you're not limited by your mind's limiting beliefs. Now, a question came up after I said being realistic is an excuse for your ego to feel safe. Someone said, can you explain this? Because my husband always says, yeah, well, I'm a realist, so X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, yeah, you can push beyond that. You can create your own restrictions or freedom, aka ideal life. And I love this question, because I want us all, if you are a woman watching this, listening to this, I want you to ground into, you have different ways of operating from your husband, your boyfriend, your male friends. If you are a man, this stuff may not comprehend into your brain. That's okay. So men are more realistic. They are logical, right? They use their mind. They are logical. They are purpose driven. They are way more analytical. They are not as trusting and as in our body and as quote unquote woo-woo. Yes, there are guys that are really like that do have a bit more of like that ability to do that, and that's awesome. But generally speaking, men are not, right? A masculine man is logical. He wants things mapped out. He wants to plan things out to the minute. He likes numbers. He likes spreadsheets. Like, he likes to be logical and organized and planned. Women, the feminine, likes to flow. Now, obviously, men have feminine energy within them, so they can still flow and they can still trust. But for a lot of them, it is a lot harder. So as soon as you can own your magic and you let your man own his magic, that's where magic is created. Because when you let your man do his realistic stuff, for men, the way you can describe it is setting goals. That's how they needed to hear it, is setting goals and then going out and achieving those goals and doing whatever it takes to achieve those goals. That is how the masculine would kind of like understand this a little bit more. But for us, it's really about taking inspired action and manifesting and journaling. And for men, it'd be like write it in an Excel spreadsheet and then go after it and write a plan of how you can achieve it. That would be more of how it is. And yes, there's an element of trusting and surrendering and putting it out there and becoming a match for it. But when I was talking to my dad about this, because he came to my Sydney event, which was so beautiful of him, he came to my Sydney event and he was explaining to me after of like, I got what you said, Monica, but it didn't really make sense. And we were discussing it, went to dinner after, we were talking about it, and he was like, okay, so what your manifestation is saying is basically set your goals, do whatever it takes to achieve them, and trust that you can achieve them if you kind of like really get into like that version of yourself and like doing whatever it takes. And he understood the energy piece, that everything was energy. He got that, but he didn't really understand the manifestation and the surrendering and that woo-woo stuff. So that's kind of how you can explain it to your man, because they can understand that, like, if you explain to them like quantum physics, right, and physics and energy and frequency, that's a little bit easier for them to comprehend, right, because everything is just energy. So really they have to become an energetic match for that next level version of themselves, and part of that is taking really inspired action. The way that women kind of tend to describe it is more like popping some like prettiness around the edges, right? And making it a little bit more woo-woo and more trusting and more surrendering and more like on the manifestation edge of things. Whereas for guys, it's really about achieving your goals, and that's about passion and it's about purpose, right? They like the hunt. They wouldn't enjoy sitting back and surrendering. They like the hunt. It's like men like to hunt women, not like physically, but like they love a chase. They love a fucking chase. Even though some guys might say, no, I don't. It's like, yeah, you fucking do. That masculine in you like fucking hates it, but fucking loves it. So yeah, hopefully that explains that question. This was a very quick episode, but I wanted to just say that because I thought it was the biggest, juiciest chicken nugget of being realistic is an excuse for your ego to feel safe. And ladies, nothing magical happens in your safety zone. So if you are wanting to work on your anxiety or get out of your head or stop the perfectionism or fix your relationship or get more into your feminine, or do work on your sensuality and being able to like surrender during sex and really being able to give to your man and receive and really get into that feminine embodiment work and whatever else you want to do, I really encourage you to send me an Instagram DM so we can talk and see how I can help you and what's going to be the best fit for you. But being realistic about, oh, I shouldn't, not the right time, I don't have the money, it's a great fucking excuse to keep your ego feeling safe. I'm going to leave it there. Have a lovely night. I'm feeling really mellow because I'm quite fucking tired. I'm going to have a shower and go to bed. But I will talk to you all soon. And yeah, hopefully that was a juicy nugget dropped for you and it inspired something. I would love for you guys to repost this in your Instagram stories and actually tell me, what is it that you are being realistic about that is keeping your ego safe? Share it. I really want to know. I'm excited to hear it. Because this was totally downloaded straight through that Instagram story, which by the way will be up for 24 hours. Sorry, the Instagram live. I'm going to upload this podcast right now. It's like Monday night in Aspen at 20 to 10. I'm going to upload it right now. So you guys will get it today. And if you are listening to it like right as this went up, then the Instagram live is still there. I'd highly recommend that you listen to it, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you got lots of chicken nuggets out of today's episode. I would be really, really grateful if you'd be able to leave me a review and a star rating that you think is appropriate, hopefully 5. And if you could share this podcast so that I can help more women live a life of flow and ease, I would be so fucking grateful. Make sure you tag me in it on Instagram so I can personally thank you, because I know so many of my clients have found me literally because their friends have posted about my podcast on their Instagram story. And I just want to help as many women as possible. So by you sharing it, I would be so fucking grateful, and I'm sure your friends would be too. If you do want to welcome me, please do check out my website for all those details. And of course, you can DM me on Instagram with any other questions. If you have any podcast things you want me to talk about, any ideas, any feedback, I am always open to it. And I always love hearing what you guys have to say. So please don't hesitate about that either. I will catch you on the flip side. Have an amazing day or night wherever you are.